Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this July the 1st, 2025. I'm hoping everybody had a great Tuesday out there so far. Everybody has a great Tuesday evening. Hope everybody can stay safe and well and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we're going to be taking a look at the tropics here. As you can see, we have Hurricane Flossie located over here off the west coast of Mexico. Also, here is a system here which is located a cold front, which will drop down into the Gulf of Mexico, also over into the Atlantic coastal waters. This system here has about a 30% chance of development from about right in here, Central Gulf, all the way to the South Carolina, North Carolina coastal areas. Has about a 30% chance of development. We'll take a look at that in tonight's video at the end of the forecast cycle. Alright, we got some more activity here across the Central America region, moving toward the west. This system here has about I think about 40 to 50% chance of development. We'll take a look at that as well. And like I say, here's Hurricane Flossie. We got more activity. This activity right across Mexico here looks to be the remnants of Barry that moved inland there. Still producing some thunderstorms and showers over Mexico and also the coastal waters up toward the Brownsville area of Texas. That will continue to push north. You can see more activity across central and north Texas and Oklahoma, also over here in portions of Wyoming and Utah, also Colorado, also New Mexico, Arizona, also Nevada, and a little bit in northern California. You can see another storm system here coming into the Pacific Northwest. That will move into Washington, Oregon State later on down the road. You can see some activity off the southeast coast, and like I say, this is a cold front stretching from up here from New Brunswick to Maine to DC to the Carolinas, all the way down into North Texas. That will drop down into the Gulf of Mexico and spin up a tropical cyclone, possibly over the Gulf, and move up the Atlantic coastal waters. So we'll continue to monitor that. Scattered activity over South America. The remainder of the central and western tropical Atlantic looks pretty quiet at this time. So, alright, if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Also, like these videos, share these videos, and let's continue to get the show on the road here, folks. Alright, let's take a look at your Wednesday forecast. You can see thunderstorms and showers from up here around Connecticut to Rhode Island, the coastal waters stretching from DC to the Carolinas, the Florida Keys, also in the central and northern Gulf, all the way from Georgia to Louisiana, then from Texas all the way to New Mexico to California to Oregon and Washington State, Montana to Wyoming to Colorado to Kansas and Oklahoma, then again from New York State across Lake Superior, Lake Huron, also up and across Michigan and northern Michigan region, also in Wisconsin, Minnesota to the Dakotas, Nebraska, and also into Iowa region as well. Alright, eastern North Carolina, southeast Virginia, could be some heavy rain and flash flooding, and also again across portions of Arizona and New Mexico. Alrighty, and you can see that we have Hurricane Flossie located just west of the Mexican coast. Otherwise, expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Wednesday. Alright, here's your Thursday outlook. You can see we got thunderstorms and showers from New Brunswick to Maine to New York State to Pennsylvania to Ohio to Michigan, northern Michigan, also in the portion of Wisconsin to the Dakotas, Minnesota and Montana, also in the portion of Idaho, Oregon to Nevada to Arizona to Texas, also Oklahoma, Missouri, and Arkansas. There's Hurricane Flossie over here, just southwest of the Baja region of California. Then we got more thunderstorms and showers from Louisiana to the northern Gulf, the Atlantic coastal waters, also along that frontal boundary stretching from the Florida Panhandle to the eastern Carolinas as well. Got some heavy rain and flash flooding over a portion of West Florida. Otherwise, expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Thursday. Alright, let's move on to the current watches warning advisory map of your location across the nation. Alright, you can see we got some severe weather up here in portions of the mid-Atlantic. Excuse me. Also up here around New Jersey, Delaware, eastern Pennsylvania, Maryland area, down into Virginia. You've got some severe thunderstorm watches and ongoing severe thunderstorm warnings there as well. Also flash flood warnings, flood advisory stretching up in the portion of New York State. You've got a few severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing up here in portion of Connecticut, also toward Massachusetts, and also some more flash flood warnings in effect for you guys here in portion of Pennsylvania. Also Virginia, northern North Carolina got flood advisories there as well. Western Virginia, western North Carolina, eastern Kentucky, and also eastern Tennessee. Upstate South Carolina as well. Got some severe thunderstorm warnings for you guys in portions of Alabama, also in the Mississippi, and also up here in portions of South Dakota. You got some severe thunderstorm watches there as well. Alright, we got some coastal, not coastal flood, can't get ahead of myself. But anyway, we got flood watches in effect for West Texas, southeastern New Mexico, air quality alerts over portions of Texas. Alright, we got more air quality alerts and special weather statements up here in portions of Colorado. We got heat advisory for you guys in Montana, Idaho, also Washington and Nevada and Utah region. Even got some red flag warnings up here in effect for you guys in Washington, Oregon, and Northern California, a little bit in Nevada. Also in the portions of Utah, and got some excessive heat warnings there as well for Arizona and Southern California. One county there in California with a air quality alert. Alright, we got the river flood warning still continue for you guys in portions of Missouri, also in the Arkansas and Louisiana and eastern Texas regions as well. Alright, around the Alaska area, looks we got some small craft advisory, also red flag warnings, and also some hydro issues to the south. Hawaii and Chain Island looks good. From Washington State to Southern California, small craft advisory gale warnings, and then again from the South Carolina coast all the way up to the Boston area or Portland, Gray, Maine area in that vicinity. We got some special marine warnings along the coastal areas of Philadelphia and the New Jersey regions as well. Alright, let's move on to the Storm Prediction Center outlook. We got some severe weather to discuss. Alright, we got general thunderstorms from up here around the Albany area to the Carolinas, around almost like Columbia, South Carolina, down to the Florida Keys, to Texas, all the way to Florida, California, to portions of Bismarck, North Dakota. And then we got from portions of Boise, Idaho, all the way into Great Falls, Montana, portion of Oregon State, also portion of Sioux Falls, to La Crosse, to Milwaukee, to Green Bay, to Detroit, to Duluth. You're included a marginal risk for your Wednesday. Tornado probability looks like this: less than 2% all areas. Damaging winds 5%. Large hail 5%. Pretty much just along from Michigan back into portions of Minnesota and South Dakota. Alright, let's move on to day number 3. Alright, marginal risk from Maine all the way down to Philadelphia, up to Scranton. You're included Albany. Then again from Fort Wayne to Milwaukee to Chicago, La Crosse, Minneapolis, Bismarck, North Dakota, Rapid City, you're included. General thunderstorm from Great Falls, Montana to El Paso, Texas. Then again from Fort Myers, Florida, Columbia, South Carolina, up to Buffalo, New York. Let's take a look at the probability. It's going to look like just pretty much 5% in those locations. Yep. Alrighty, let's move on to the National Hurricane Center. We're going to take a look at that system in the tropical Atlantic. Here's that system here, has a 30% chance of development in the eastern Gulf, stretch across Florida, and also the coastal waters off the southeast coast. So it could become a tropical or a subtropical cyclone over the next well, I'm going to say 7 days, but maybe a little less than that. So, but we'll continue to monitor that. Let's see if we can get to the eastern Pacific. I want to show you Hurricane Florence and also that system that has a 40 to 50% chance of development off the Mexican coast. So let's see if we're able to come up here. We're still waiting. There it is here. There's Hurricane Florence, and you can see the system here has a 40% chance of development. If you're tracking the system at home for Florence, it's located in latitude 17.9 north, 107.1 west. Maximum sustained winds are near 110 miles an hour with higher gusts. Minimum central pressure is 966 millibars, and it's moving to the northwest at 7 miles per hour. So, alrighty, But anyway, we're going to keep we're going to keep an eye on Flossie as it continues to push to the northwest. Next system after Flossie will watch it. And here is a new update from the storm predict. Good thing I went back to it. Now we have increased our chances to a 40% chance now, where I just said a few minutes ago 30%. Now it's up to 40% chance of development now off the west coast of Florida and up the Atlantic coastal waters off the southeast coast. So, and it could become a tropical depression, subtropical depression anytime over the weekend or early next week. So I will have more updates. Stay tuned to the Mike Bass Weather Forecast channel. Love to have you. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. Like the video, share the video. We'll catch you back in the next one. So have a wonderful Tuesday evening, folks. Take care and also enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got.